Welcome! This is an introduction to RehaCom. RehaCom is a modular system used for cognitive therapy. Through regular use, RehaCom forces neuroplasticity and helps patients to improve their attention, memory, executive functions and visual field. The RehaCom system consists of more than 20 therapy modules. Each module can be seen as a separate, large training program which helps to improve a specific cognitive deficit. We will explain, as an example, how one therapy module works. This knowledge can be translated to all other modules because they follow the same principles and structure. Each therapy module starts very easy. In this example, the first level of difficulty of the therapy module, attention and concentration, is shown. The patient's task is to compare the images in the center of the screen in order to find the image on the right-hand side of the screen. This easy task can be solved even by patients with severe cognitive impairments. So most RehaCom modules can be used by these patients in early rehabilitation. No other product on the market offers this solution. This image shows attention and concentration in level 8. There are more pictures. They are closer in appearance, but still easy to recognize. On level 15, attention and concentration reaches a difficulty that patients with severe cognitive deficits can't handle anymore. In this range of difficulty, the therapy module should be used by patients with middle and mild cognitive deficits. Level 15 is not the end. The module Attention and Concentration can be used over 24 levels of difficulty, with more than 1,600 pictures provided to keep the training rich in variety. You may ask, how should I know which level of difficulty my patient needs? The answer is, you don't need to. All RehaCom modules are automatically adaptive. The system monitors the behavior of the patient, measures error rates and reaction times, and decides if the level of difficulty should rise or fall. So the patient always works in his comfort zone. He or she is consistently challenged, working on the border of his or her achievement potential. The adaptation works downwards too, because the level of capacity of a patient always changes. This way, frustration during therapy is prevented. By automatic adaptation, each RehaCom therapy module reaches optimal results in neuroplasticity. The success of therapy is maximized. All therapy data is saved automatically in a patient's database, so it's easy to track the progress of a patient's performance. The results window allows different views of the patient's therapy data. The top diagram shows an easy view, which just tracks the course of the therapy by 1 bar each training session. If the therapist needs more detail to evaluate the patient's results, they can choose the kind of data to monitor in the diagrams below. Error rates, types of error, reaction times, even separated into left and right-hand side to score neglect patients, can be shown. All result data can be printed or saved as a PDF file in one click. The documentation task, an essential part of the therapist's work, is reduced to an absolute minimum, so they have more time to care for the patient. As you know, the range of patient problems is enormously varied. After evaluation of the therapy results, there may be a need to adapt a therapy module to greater benefit the patient. The automatic adaptation works great, but if required, you can fine-tune the parameters to enhance training for your patient. For this reason, each RehaCom module is equipped with a separate parameters menu. This menu shows all the parameters that can be adapted depending on the goal of the therapy module. Often, the kind and speed of automatic adaptation can be adjusted here too. In most therapies, the therapist can also decide how the patient should operate the training, if they should use the keyboard, mouse, or touchscreen. Sometimes the working speed of the patient can be adapted. In other modules, special aspects of therapy can be highlighted. The variety of adaptation is nearly endless. But don't worry, to start with RehaCom, no parameter adjustments are necessary. Adaptation from the default settings is only an option, not a requirement. In summary, the progress of work for one RehaCom module is now shown. The patient starts working with RehaCom at an easy level. The auto-adaptive mode keeps the difficulty of training at a level appropriate to the abilities of the patient. After therapy, the therapist analyzes the training results. When any adaptation is needed, they can be made in the parameters menu before the next therapy session starts. Your knowledge about the therapy module, attention and concentration, can now be transferred to all other RehaCom therapy modules because they follow the same principles and structure. In total, RehaCom delivers 9 attention modules. This large number of modules is necessary because attention deficits are most common after stroke and TBI. Nearly 80% of patients suffer from attention deficits, and a good working attention level is the base for all continued cognitive therapy. The next frequently encountered deficit is a loss in memory. 60% of patients have this problem. In RehaCom, you will find 6 modules for memory therapy. Executive functions are important for the patient's return to daily life. Here, abilities like planning and logical reasoning are trained. Last but not least, visual field deficits can be treated with RehaCom. Approximately 20% of stroke and TBI patients suffer from a visual field loss. So, in summary, what are the advantages of RehaCom? RehaCom is a modular system with more than 20 therapy procedures. You can use RehaCom in all fields, from severe cognitive impairments up to mild deficits. The therapy modules deliver a complete range of difficulty for all stages of recovery. All modules can be operated easily using our special patient's keyboard. This means RehaCom can be used by patients even with strong cognitive or motor deficits. RehaCom is used worldwide. Available in over 20 languages, nearly every patient can use RehaCom therapy in his or her own language. Leading researchers in the field of cognitive rehabilitation have been developing RehaCom for more than 20 years. There is strong, scientifically improved evidence that RehaCom is successful in the treatment of cognitive deficits. RehaCom is much more than brain training. RehaCom is therapy. All information about RehaCom, usage examples, testimonials and scientific evidence can be found on the RehaCom website.